Have you ever walked into a meeting and completely blanked on what you were about to say? Or found yourself crying in your car over something that wouldn't have bothered you last year? Or realized you've been running on 3 hours of sleep for the third night in a row and your brain feels like it's wrapped in cotton? And you're thinking, what is wrong with me? I used to be good at this. Here's what no one is telling you. It's not burnout. Well, it's not just burnout. It's your hormones, it's perimenopause, and it's happening during the exact years when you're supposed to be at your career peak. Welcome to what I call the physical crisis. And today we're going to talk about why your body might be forcing you to quit your job and why that might be the best thing that ever happens to you. Last week, we talked about the relational crisis, divorce, separation, and rebuilding your financial life from scratch. Today, we're tackling trigger number 2, the physical crisis. This is the one that sneaks up on you, the one that makes you doubt yourself, the one that has you Googling early dementia symptoms at 2 a.m. because you can't remember your colleague's name. We're talking about perimenopause, hormones, burnout, and the moment when your body says, we can't keep doing this. And here's the thing, this isn't just about hot flashes and mood swings. This is about how hormonal chaos can completely derail your career and how understanding it can actually save your career. So let's break it down, what's happening in your body, why it feels impossible to push through, and most importantly, what you can actually do about it. Before we dive in, quick note, I'm not a medical doctor. Everything I'm sharing today comes from extensive research, personal experience, and conversations with healthcare professionals. I've linked all my research sources in the description below, and I strongly encourage you to do your own research and talk to your doctor about your specific situation. Your health is personal, and you deserve personalized care. First, let's talk about what's actually happening inside your body. Perimenopause, that's the transition before menopause, usually starts in your 40s, sometimes late 30s. Your estrogen and progesterone levels start fluctuating wildly, up, down, all over the place. And when those hormones go haywire, everything else follows. We all know about hot flashes, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Here's what perimenopause actually looks like. Sleep disruption. You can't fall asleep, or you wake up at 3 a.m. and can't get back to sleep. Night after night. Brain fog. You walk into a room and forget why. You lose words mid-sentence. Your memory feels like it's failing. Fatigue. Not, I need coffee. Tired. More like, I could sleep for 3 days and still feel exhausted. Tired. Mood swings. 1 minute you're fine, the next you're rage crying over a missing stapler. Anxiety. Suddenly, things that never bothered you feel overwhelming. The overthinking is loud. Physical pain. Joint aches, headaches, muscle tension that won't quit. And here's the kicker. This is happening during your peak career years. You're in your 40s or 50s. You've worked decades to get where you are. You're supposed to be crushing it, but instead, you're barely holding on. Think about it. You've got perimenopause hitting you with symptoms you don't understand. A demanding job that expects you to perform at 100%. Maybe you're caring for aging parents or teenagers. Financial pressure to keep earning and a workplace culture that does not talk about this. Is the perfect storm. And here's what makes it worse. Most women suffer in silence. You think it's just stress. You think you're losing your edge. You think if you just push harder, it'll get better. But it doesn't. It gets worse. And eventually, something has to give. Let's talk about why we don't talk about this. Menopause is still treated like a dirty secret, especially in the workplace. You can't exactly walk into your boss's office and say, hey, I need to work from home today because I had 4 hot flashes during this morning's meeting and my brain feels like scrambled eggs. So what do? We push through, we pretend we're fine, we internalize the struggle and blame ourselves. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this anymore. Maybe I'm getting too old. Maybe I should just step back. Stop right there. This is not about your competence. This is not about your age. This is not about you being too much or not enough. This is about biology, and it's about a world that refuses to accommodate women's health. Here's what the research shows. Women in perimenopause report higher rates of burnout than men or younger women. They struggle with focus, memory, decision-making, all the things your job requires you to be good at. And here's the heartbreaking part. Many women reduce their hours, turn down promotions, or leave their jobs entirely because they can't keep up, not because they're not capable, but because they're not supported. One study found that women going through menopause are more likely to quit their jobs than at any other life stage. Think about that. We're losing experienced, talented women from the workforce because we can't have an honest conversation about hormones. That's not just a personal crisis. That's a societal failure. Okay, so here's where we flip the script, because yes, this is hard. Yes, it's unfair. Yes, it feels like your body is betraying you. But what if I told you this crisis is also an opportunity? Hear me out. When your body forces you to slow down, it's asking you a question. Is this job, this pace, this life still serving you? For a lot of us, the answer is no. Maybe you've been grinding in a corporate role that drains you. Maybe you've been saying yes to everyone else's priorities and ignoring your own. Maybe you've been running on fumes for so long you forgot what it feels like to have energy. This physical crisis, it's your body saying, we need to do things differently. And that can be terrifying, but it can also be liberating, because now you have permission from your own body to make a change, to pivot, to slow down, to build a career that actually fits your life instead of consuming it. All right, let's get practical. What can you actually do about this? I'm going to break it down into 4 categories: medical, workplace, lifestyle, and mindset. 1. Medical. Get help, seriously. First things first, see a doctor. Don't suffer in silence. Don't assume this is just part of getting older. Get your hormone levels checked. Rule out other causes like thyroid issues or vitamin deficiencies. Talk about your symptoms honestly. Treatment options include hormone replacement therapy, HRT. This can be life-changing for some women. It stabilizes hormone levels and reduces symptoms, non-hormonal medications for mood, anxiety, or sleep issues. Targeted therapies depending on your specific symptoms. And here's a tip. Track your symptoms. Keep a journal. Write down when you have hot flashes, brain fog, mood swings, sleep issues. Patterns will emerge. And when you go to your doctor, you'll have data instead of just, I feel terrible. Natural and holistic options. If you prefer a gentler approach, there are options. Homeopathic remedies, sepia for irritability, black cohosh for hot flushes, night sweats, and vaginal dryness. Always consult a qualified practitioner. Herbal support, ashwagandha for stress and adrenal fatigue, magnesium for sleep, cooling herbs for hot flashes, diet, anti-inflammatory foods, omega-3s, lots of water. Again, I'm not a doctor. These are options to discuss with your healthcare provider. Your body is unique and you deserve personalized medical advice tailored to your specific needs. 2. Workplace. Speak up and set boundaries. I know this is scary, but if your workplace is making your symptoms worse, something has to change. Here's what you can request. Flexible hours. Start later if you're not sleeping. Work from home on tough days. Workspace adjustments. A fan at your desk. Access to a cooler room during meetings. Reduced workload. If you're drowning, ask for help. Delegate. Say no. Now, I know not every workplace will be supportive. Some bosses are clueless. Some companies don't care. But you won't know unless you ask. And if they say no, that tells you everything you need to know about whether that job is worth keeping. Set boundaries. Stop saying yes to everything. Stop working through lunch. Stop checking emails at 10 p.m. Your body is already stretched thin. Don't make it worse by overcommitting. Good enough is sometimes enough. Let go of perfectionism. Delegate tasks. Ask for help. 3. Lifestyle. Work with your energy, not against it. You can't power through this like you used to, so stop trying. Instead, work with your energy management tips. Pomodoro technique, work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. Your brain will thank you. Prioritize rest. Naps aren't lazy. Rest isn't weakness. Sleep when you can. Move your body. Gentle exercise like walking, yoga, or swimming can help with symptoms and improve mood. Reduce stress. Meditation, journaling, deep breathing. Whatever helps you decompress. And here's a big one. Find your people. Join menopause support groups, online or in person. Talk to other women going through this, because when you realize you're not alone, when you hear other women say, "Oh my God, me too," it changes everything. 4. Mindset. Reframe the crisis. Here's the truth. Perimenopause doesn't mean you're declining. It means you're transitioning. This is a portal, a doorway into a new chapter. And on the other side, you get to be more assertive, more clear about what you want, less willing to put up with nonsense. Some women call it the second puberty. Awkward, messy, uncomfortable, but ultimately transformative. Your worth is not tied to your hormones. You are a woman in midlife, navigating one of the hardest transitions we go through, and you're doing it while still showing up for your life, your work, your family. That's not weakness, that's strength. So celebrate the small wins, honor your body, and stop apologizing for needing rest. Now, let's talk about the career pivot. If your body is telling you this job isn't sustainable, maybe it's time to listen. Ask yourself, can I do this job part-time or remotely? Is there a lateral move that's less demanding? Is there a completely different career path that excites me? This physical crisis might be the push you need to finally start that business. Go back to school, pivot into a flexible career, or just slow down, and that's okay. You don't have to keep climbing the ladder if the ladder is making you sick. Remember, your career is a tool for your life, not the other way around. If it's breaking your body and your spirit, it's not worth it. So ask yourself, what does thriving actually look like for me right now? Not what it looked like 5 years ago. Not what society says it should look like right now for you. And then build toward that. As you already know, or is about to find out, perimenopause is hard. The physical symptoms are real. The workplace challenges are real. The frustration, the fear, the exhaustion, all real. But you know what else is real? Your ability to adapt, your resilience, your power to choose a different path. This physical crisis doesn't have to be the end of your career. It can be the beginning of a better career, one that honors your body, your energy, and your life. So get the medical help you need, set boundaries at work, find your support network, and give yourself permission to pivot. And you're going to come out the other side stronger, wiser, and more clear about what you actually want from this life. Alright, if this video resonated with you, here's what I need you to do. 1. Hit that like button and subscribe. We're building a space where women can talk about the real stuff. No shame, no silence. 2. Comment below. Tell us, are you going through perimenopause? How is it affecting your work? What's helping you cope? Let's talk. Let's build a community. 3. Share this with a friend who needs to hear it, because the more we talk about this, the less power the stigma has. Next week, we're diving into trigger number 3, the geographic crisis. What happens when the place you call home becomes incompatible with your survival, and how to build a career that travels with you. You don't want to miss it. Until then, be kind to your body. It's doing the best it can. I'll see you in the next one.